Hi, everybody. My name is Richard.lesperance. I go by the name of my man Richard. Welcome to a better lifestyle. Today, I have the pleasure to have Angela Fields. She's doing some great work in the air industry. So, welcome Angela to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Tell us a little bit about your hair story, your business, and your brand.
Absolutely. Um, I was experiencing a lot of allergies, including allergies to fragrance. And 96 to 98% of all US hair care is fragranced. And so I started relying on experience that I had gleaned over the years. I had twice lost my hair to chemical relaxers. The first time was a kitchen beautician. The second time it was a licensed cosmetologist. So I embarked on a lifelong learning to learn all I needed to know about hair care. So if the cosmetologist was not already doing what needed to be done, then I could, guide them along the way and say, we're going to do this, this, and this. So based on that history, that learning, that those experiences, after I couldn't find the products I needed, even shopping in Canada and Europe, I started manufacturing my own products in my kitchen. So I just bought the raw ingredients that I knew my hair needed and would make different formulas, would document the process. If it didn't work out the way I wanted, try something else or even try new ingredients. And I hit upon something that worked very well and was making products in my kitchen for about a year and did not have plans of launching a brand as I was in corporate America for a total of 26 years. And then after being laid off, I decided the next thing that I was going to do was to launch my hair care brand. So that's how I came to be in this particular industry. It wasn't a vision or a dream that I ever had. It's just something that just kind of opened, this door just opened, and I kind of stepped through it.
And it's been how long now?
Almost 9 years at this point.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it only for Black women?
Actually, no, I do have white customers and I do have customers that are mixed race. And so it really depends on your hair. Is your hair very fine and very soft? Then the products may be a bit heavy for you. But if you have a coarser texture or a drier texture, products will definitely work for you. And I also have male customers too.
And would you say how many people have that problem?
As far as dry hair and things of that nature.
Yeah, when it comes to air problem, like the similar to what you had.
Okay. There are, when you look at the population of the US, at least, there are more curly haired women than there are straight haired. And the tighter the curl, the more dry the hair will be. And again, that's a significant portion of the population. So it is really a huge issue. When you're wearing a relaxer and your hair is generally straight, gravity brings the sebum that your scalp produces down the hair shaft because you're generally combing it every day, brushing it every day, and then gravity just gets the sebum all the way down to your ends. But when you have curly hair, especially tight curls, gravity is not enough to bring the sebum from the scalp down to the ends of your hair. And then also as we age, we do produce less sebum. So there's even less to go around, which will magnify the issue with dry hair.
And in regards to the formula, how did you came up with the formula? Do you have a scientist background or?
No chemist background, no science background. From those years of in my teenage years, after I had lost my hair that second time, I was studying hair care and ingredients then. It was a lot more difficult because we didn't have the internet, but at the library, reading journals, books, if there was anything that may be a show or something that may be on television, watching it. So in learning what our hair needs to maintain the health of the hair. And then I just went from there and doing new research on raw ingredients, like which are the ones that have the best vitamin, mineral mix or antioxidants or fatty acids in the products, in the raw ingredients, and then making those selections and choosing high quality ingredients, many of them food grade. So it was a mix of history. It was a mix of new research on products as well.
How many tests that you had to do in order to find the right formula?
Wow. I would say I went through maybe 20 different iterations. And some of the iterations would be with raw ingredients and then changing how they were mixed together or the ratios of how they were mixed together. And then this other iteration of buying new raw ingredients and then trying there as well. I have a project management professional background as far as an accreditation through the Management Institute. So there was a lot of documentation that I would do. I use these ingredients in this percentage, and then would document at the end, how well did it work? Was it still scent neutral? Was it still creamy? Or did it come out too thick? Documenting all those aspects of each batch of product, and then making additional changes based on what I felt needed to be made. Does it need to be made thinner, so I need more oils in it, or does it need to be thicker, so I'm adding some additional butters into the product? But yes, wanting to make sure that the products would help with the dryness. And so we're getting humectants in the products because that's going to draw additional moisture into the hair. So making sure that there are ingredients that can feed the hair at all levels of the hair. So we're most familiar with the cuticle, that top layer, but there are layers underneath that also need to be moisturized and hydrated. And so I wanted ingredients that could penetrate into the hair to make sure that inner layers of hair are getting exactly what they need. So it's not just all about focused on the top layer.
Is your product available internationally?
At this time, I only ship to North America, so the US and then Canada and Mexico. I do I do fairly often get requests from Europe, from other countries as well, from the Caribbean, but really shipping costs are really high at this point in time since I don't have a huge following in those particular countries. And so looking at shipping rates for this particular item based on weight, it can be fairly expensive. And so that is something definitely I'm looking at for the future, but right now, just North America.
Are they available in any main retail stores that people know about?
No chain retail stores at this point in time. There are some e-commerce brands that are selling my products like Black and Green. They lean towards Black-owned beauty brands, smaller beauty brands, upstart beauty brands. And then there are some health and beauty websites that may be selling the products as well. I did have more salons, some health food stores as well, but as we came through the pandemic, how people are choosing to purchase natural hair care products has evolved and changed. And so pulling back from those locations as well. So the bulk of the products by far are from my website. Then it could be pop-up shops and then the e-commerce locations that now sell.
And how's the manufacturing process?
I started manufacturing in my apartment. Still remember those days well of going through all these different phases, but I have evolved and grown to a manufacturing team that does that for me. So they manage the raw ingredients, the containers, the lids, the labels, and then that manufacturing labor as well. And then when the orders are complete, they actually ship to my fulfillment team. So I also used to make all of my deliveries to the post office, shipping everything off. But I now have a fulfillment and warehouse team that maintains the inventory of my products. And then they're online connected to my website. And then they fulfill all orders going out.
Did you use any samples at the beginning?
I did used a lot of samples at the beginning, and I'm currently sold out of samples right now. So I don't have any to offer at this particular point in time. But women, they do want to experience that. They do want to feel the product. Is it a thicker? Is it thinner? Because we all have our own preferences from I want it to be whipped and fluffy to more of a heavy cream. And so that is definitely an experience that is missed when you're an e-commerce brand, because someone can't touch and just put the product under their fingers. But I have a generous return policy because I want to make sure that you're satisfied with the products. So it is an avenue, having this generous return policy is an avenue to make up for, if you will, that they can't experience it firsthand. But at pop-up shops, that is definitely, I have the products out. There are swabs in each of the products, so you can dip, touch, rub, smell, whichever may be your fave way to choose a styling product.
And what about marketing? How do you market?
Social media is huge. Running ads is huge on social media as well. I am on all of the platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest. So definitely out there posting anything from how to style videos up to talking about behind the scenes of the brand. And then also just going through a hairstyling session, whether it be from the shower to how you shampoo the hair to how do you add in styling products after you have finished with the shampooing process. So social media is huge. Word of mouth is huge.
And in regards to financing, did it take you a lot of finance to get the whole thing running?
It didn't take a lot of financing to get the entire thing running, but some of the things that you learn along the way, where maybe at the time that I was launching, I thought the bulk of the budget would be for product development, getting the right ingredients into the right formulas into the containers. But when in fact, where you spend the bulk of your time really is in marketing, really is in getting the word out on social media, filming videos, how-to videos, you name it, videos. And so that was definitely a lesson learned for me after launch.
I seen you've been featured in O Magazine. Is it the Oprah magazine?
Yes, it's Oprah Daily, where I was featured in the top 19 of hair care products for 4C type hair. So that was me running around screaming when I saw that post that had been made.
Okay. And how did that came about?
Well, I reached out to her beauty director. Actually, he and I had connected years before. I was one of the original subscribers to O Magazine, and there was an article that I was reading, and I emailed him, Adam Glassman. I emailed him and asked some questions about that particular thing. And then he friended me on Facebook and I accepted. And so now, years later, I'm using that relationship in a way that I never even conceived of, because I was still working in corporate America, hadn't even transitioned to my natural hair at that point in time, was still doing relaxed hair. But, you just never know where another door opening will be.
And what about Black Enterprise?
Yes, that was a great article as well. Seeing those first, and then getting people reaching out based on, I saw you in Black Enterprise, so I wanted to ask some questions and make some purchases. So that has been huge as well. Someone helped facilitate that for me with relationships that she has with individuals at Black Enterprise, but that was a great one as well.
So you're doing education for a woman over 50. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. So often we talk about what menopause looks like in our bodies. It can be anything from night sweats to brain fog to just inability to sleep. But we don't always talk about what menopause looks like in our hair and what we may need to do differently for our hair to bring out the best in it. And so it started as sharing information in my Facebook group or in social media with individual posts. But then I realized it was bigger than that. It was more than that, because there was so much information that needs to be shared so that a person can indeed understand this is what menopause looks like in your hair. So you're not confused. You may have thought it was the hair care products that you were using, or maybe the way you were styling your hair had an effect. But no, this is what menopause looks like in the hair. And then this is what you need to do how you need to change up your routine, why you need to change out certain products so that you can make the most and really take care of your hair. And so Ageless Tresses, which is the name of the course, has evolved since product inception. So it went from just teaching and educating portions and parts of topics that are now in the course to having a full-blown course where I can start from the beginning and with this is what menopause looks like in your hair. You're not crazy. We have this many women in the US, 84 million, that are experiencing all of the various signs and symptoms of menopause. So you're not alone, but this is what you need to do differently in your hair care process to make sure that you're getting your healthiest best. So it has been huge for me because at my core, I am an educator. When I was in corporate America, oftentimes designing and delivering training programs, training individuals on how to use the various systems was a huge part of the work that I did in corporate America. And I'm doing it in that same vein, albeit just with different topics, unique topics.
Reviewing when you go back to your journey from corporate to entrepreneurship, what would you have to say in regards to that journey?
It is a difficult journey because when you're in corporate, you are taking your cues from management, above you. This is going to be our focus for this particular year or for this particular time frame. And so everything that you're doing is based on the vision that is being passed down. But when you're in entrepreneurship, you're setting that vision. You're figuring out where is it that I want to go next? Because you can't do everything. If you have an unlimited budget, okay, you could do everything, but I don't. So you don't have this unlimited budget. So you need to identify the best opportunities for the brand to get the recognition and the awareness, because so often awareness is really what's missing. It's not that the products are not good. The products are amazing. When I can get the products into someone's hands and educate them on how to use the products, that's where the difference gets moved. That's where that paradigm shifts. And the products are making a difference in a customer's life.
What's next for Angela Fields?
I am pushing more with the course, making sure individuals are aware of it. Because as it started, I was doing the course for free and then getting feedback on it. Is there something else I should add? Is there a different way to organize it? And then myself, as I'm talking through the course for the individuals that had taken it, I was having ideas come to me as I was delivering that, okay, I need to do this part before I get to this particular segment. So it's incorporating all those various changes and thoughts, and then now really rolling it out and pushing it on social media, pushing it through posts, pushing it through, did you know this is menopause, what menopause does to your hair? So you've been struggling, you're not alone. You have a community of individuals right there with you. So I will continue focusing on Ageless Tresses, which is navigating hair health through menopause and beyond.
Where can people find you on social media, on the internet?
Yes. On LinkedIn, it's my Angela Fields is the name that I have on LinkedIn, but for Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of those others, it's curlycoilytresses.com. So again, curlycoilytresses.com.